Good afternoon, I'm Adam Cooper and this is your Midday News Fix for Thursday the 11th of July. Chris Luxon's wrapped up bilateral talks with Justin Trudeau. The pair have met on the sidelines of the NATO conference in Washington DC today. It's at a time tensions are increasing over action in the Pacific from the likes of China. They spoke for less than half an hour, but ahead of the meeting, Canada's Prime Minister spoke highly of New Zealand's leadership role in the Indo-Pacific.
Having Indo-Pacific partners like you here to help emphasize the work we have to do everywhere around the world, but also inform our thinking around this is really useful.
Annual food prices have dropped for the first time in 6 years, sliding 0.3% in the year ending June. Stats NZ manager James Mitchell says it was driven by lower prices for tomatoes, cheese and potatoes. The Crown admits there was a miscarriage of justice in the trials that saw Gail Maney and Stephen Stone convicted of murdering Dean Fuller Sands. The case was explored in the RNZ Stuff podcast Gone Fishing, prompting private investigator Tim McKinnell to investigate further. The lawyers for Maney and Stone have received a Crown memo conceding there were grave problems with evidence in trials in 1999 and 2000. McKinnell says next month the pair will once again argue their innocence.
The most important piece of new evidence is of the 4 witnesses that said these events happened, 2 of them now say that it's not true. They were recounting a story that the police had given them.
More than $100,000 has gone into a trial offering Rotorua tenants at a new Kāinga Order housing complex bikes to use for free. NZTA Kāinga Order and Rotorua Lakes Council purchased 15 bikes and built a storage cage. They've been used by 16 households during an 8-month government pilot, which ends next month, one of 4 trials across the North Island. Winston Peters says questions need answering over Arateri's grounding 3 weeks ago. The Inter-Islander ferry ran aground near Picton and leaked documents show it was accidentally put on autopilot before hitting sand. New Zealand First questioned on social media this week whether a person getting a cup of coffee had turned on the autopilot and couldn't turn it off again. That's been denied and KiwiRail says its investigation continues. But the acting Prime Minister is demanding KiwiRail gives details.
Did somebody go for a cup of coffee or what happened? Because it should never have been on autopilot in the first place. And now we're getting all sorts of explanations trying to explain the unimaginable.
A Wellington dairy owner has woken up to a stolen car crashed into his store in a dramatic ram raid attempt early this morning. The car, believed to be stolen, was driven into the Coromandel corner store in Newtown just after 4 a.m. The dairy's owner, Nilish, told Newstalk ZB nothing was stolen and those responsible fled the scene when the car became stuck in the front of the building. He's spent the morning picking up the pieces of his shop front and says it's a sad day for the business he's owned for 14 years. In sport, substitute Ollie Watkins has struck a 90th minute goal with centimetres of wriggle room to deliver a 2-1 win over the Netherlands at Dortmund, enabling England to advance to consecutive European Football Championship finals. One Test All Black playmaker Josh Ioane signed with Irish club Connacht for next season, and Kenyan marathon runner Lawrence Cherono has been suspended for 7 years by the Athletics Integrity Unit after admitting to 3 anti-doping violations. I'm Adam Cooper and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.